Sean gets through, gets some points, taps her hips to call up the jam.
Evil Jammer was named as lead jammer. First one through the pack without incurring any penalties is the lead jammer.
I'm ZZ Slop, Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sleigh of Fundy 2 here in lovely St. John, New Brunswick. We are at the Lord Beaverbrook Rink, and we are about to see the final bout of this Sleigh of Fundy series determining our Atlantic Canadian Championship. My name is Ostentatious. I come from the Isle of the Bright Red Mud, Prince Edward Island, and I am joined by my colleague, C3PO, none other than Rainbow Fight from the 709 All-Stars Jam Jams.
Hello. Very, very excited for this game.
This is going to be an amazing game. I expect this to be the highest level of derby that you could ever hope to see, and it's available live all across Canada thanks to CanuckDerbyTV.com.
Thank you so much for providing it free at that. It's amazing.
Absolutely. The teams are in their team areas, and the referees are just standing for our national anthem.
Oh, perfect.
All my sons command, quand on bras c'est porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Wow.
And there we have a lovely barbershop rendition of our national anthem delivered in both English and French, because New Brunswick is a bilingual province.
So now we have Fog City Shipyard Sirens facing against Muddy River Rollers Lumber Smacks.
These are both top-rated teams there, Rainbow. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing a demonstration of skill and ability that, you know, you don't get to see every day. These top-flight teams, they are national-level teams. And, you know, we have to give respect to that. They are going to be very, very deserving winners, whoever gets the first place. And whoever gets second will be just fine.
Yeah, and very exciting news. Both of these leagues just actually got a WIFTA apprentice. So this is going to be their first WIFTA regulation game.
Wow, that is a big step forward for Derby in this region. This marks a milestone today. This is the first time that we have apprentice leagues that are facing off here. This will be quite the fight. We have a Pivot Star donation. It's a new line of team uniforms that will go to the winner of the Slay of Fundy. They'll receive an entire set of 20 white away team jerseys valued at $900. And we want to give a big thanks to Lulu at pivotstar.com. That's pivotstar.com when you're looking for awesome gear and Derby related stuff.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the teams have been wearing, actually. I know Red Rock wore it in their game, 709. That's what we wear. It's I'm seeing Pivot Star jerseys show up everywhere. They're such amazing jerseys. Everybody wants them.
Absolutely. Even our home teams have gone Pivot Star. They're doing equipment checks right now, or preparing to do equipment checks. Referees are coming forwards and checking them out. We do equipment checks in roller derby because we want to make sure that derby remains a very, very safe sport. Every girl is required to wear 5 different pieces of equipment. She's got to have a helmet, a mouth guard, she's got to have elbow guards, wrist guards, and knee guards. All 5 pieces of equipment must be present. The referees are checking to make sure that they are in good shape, properly attached, and that they fit the girls so that they are safe as they are playing the sport. It is a full contact sport, as Rainbow well knows.
Yeah, I think I might have learned that this weekend. No, yeah, it's a hard-hitting sport. We want to make sure that we protect ourselves as well as possible. We don't want to risk more injury than we're already putting ourselves in. It's definitely good. I like putting on a good set of gear.
Now, those of you that are sitting at home, you're probably having a viewing party. You're sitting around watching things on the screen. Here are some of the photos that we've gotten from our party pics submissions. And we want to see your party pics coming in here. You can send your party pics, pictures of you watching the Derby, just like you're seeing on your screen right now. Send them to CanuckDerbyTV@gmail.com. That's CanuckDerbyTV@gmail.com. You send those in and we'll put them together and they'll be featured during our breaks and our halftime right here on Canuck Derby TV. Tell your friends, spread the word, use your social media, use your Facebook, use your Twitter, heck, use a bullhorn out on the top of your house. I don't care how you do it. Tell people to get online at www.canuckderbytv.com and watch this stuff in full HD. It's being provided for free. It's a one-of-a-kind experience, and you can get it anywhere in the world. That's the magic of the internet. We're going to be right back with you right after this break and that cat.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team.
I love it so much. The last one was my first song. So
Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop, Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sleigh of Fundy 2 at the Lord Beaverbrook Rink here in St. John. I am joined by my colleague, Rainbow Fight from the 709 All-Stars. We're looking forward to an amazing game, aren't we?
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be really, really high-level competition.
Absolutely. I know you guys are excited out there because you're tuned in. You are probably mostly Derby people, but there may be some new people out there. So we'll try to give a few pointers along the way so you new folks can understand the subtleties of the games. I'd like to mention that today's broadcast is made possible by sponsors like Salter Watercrafts, high-quality inflatable boats at the most affordable prices. You can spend a summer floating around on a Salter Watercraft. It's affordable freedom. Find out more at salterboat.com.
And so we're out coaching there now. We have Jesus Takes the Wheels and Rotten Rob for the Lumber Smacks. Of course, you've just seen them for Daisy Cutters. And then we have ZZ Slop down there on the Shipyard Sirens. So getting started, we have Molly Millions jamming for Shipyard Sirens. And we have Sniperus out there for the Lumber Smacks. Fast pack. Sniperus gets through to get lead. Fog City's jammer is still stuck in the pack.
Millions is having a lot of trouble getting through there. Oh, she takes a shot at the other jammer.
Oh, Sniperus pushing through the front wall there. It's a power jam Lumber Smacks right now. Molly Millions going to the box. I believe it was a use of forms. And Fog City jammer, or a blocker, sorry, also sitting. So it's a pack advantage for Sniperus along with being on a power jam. A good sweep there. Lumber Smacks holding one in the back. Sniper's trying to push that front wall out of play. Ginger Rocket doing a really great job of trying to hold her. Auburn Rubber as well.
The Fog City Rollers are definitely not going to allow those Muddy River Rollers to just blast on through. They're going to try to do all they can to keep this power jam from adding up.
A big lead in the start of a game can really mess with your head, and I think that they're trying to avoid a big jump in the lead right off the hop. Sniper's coming around again. Of course, she just got a grand slam. Coming around for more points. Fighting Auburn at the front, and she calls it off just as Molly stands in the box.
And that is the end of our first jam. We are looking at, that's amazing. We are looking at a total here of the Muddy River Rollers at 19-0 for the Fog City. ZZ Slop with his big tails.
Looking beautiful.
He doesn't have his big bushy beard anymore. He gave that up as a donation to get his team to the Nationals. He's an awesome guy.
I couldn't believe he did it.
I couldn't either.
Now we have Byrne and Rubber out there jamming, really fighting against that wall. Really, really great defensive job for Fog City. She gets out and gets lead. Of course, she took a couple knocks on the way. So Molly Millions trying to break through the front wall of Muddy River, going down. She gets back up pretty quick. Byrne fighting at the back with a wall of the Sirens. Not lead. That's what Molly's initial pass. Bernie getting 4 points.
Molly, of course, just coming back on the track after serving a penalty.
Yeah, and Bernie calls it off just in time. Sirens do not score, so the score stands at 23-0.
Well, this game seems to be off to a great start. We're seeing a lot of very strategic derby out there on the track as these girls are fighting to gain that initial position and hopefully to play a psychological game with the opposing team.
Yeah, so we have Tacky Tammy out there right now for the Sirens and Tootsie Valentino for the Lumber Smacks.
And
both, fighting at these heavy walls. Tootsie goes
Lumber
down in the
Smacks
back.
are just blocking off the Fog City Roller Jammer.
Beautiful. Sirens with lead. Excellent job by Tacky Tammy. Valentino not far behind. Oh, and they sweep, and she gets a clean line on the inside. Excellent job by the Sirens. Really great offensive blocking. 4 points on the board for Shipyard Sirens.
And that gold helmet in the penalty box, that's number 86, Brandy Swifter of the Lumber Smacks. She's going to be serving out that minute, and most of it will be in this upcoming jam.
So now we have Debbie Lee Downer out there for the Shipyard Sirens. She's been a really up-and-coming player this weekend. I hadn't really noticed her before, but she's played a fantastic weekend. We have snipers out there for Lumber Smacks again. Getting a knock off the line to the jammer. Oh, big hit. Big hit there by Knocker Walker. She comes in behind. Sirens do an excellent job of dragging back snipers to the back, letting the Sirens get lead. Debbie Lee Downer with lead right now. Ooh! Snipers gets tripped up there in a skater. Low block called. One of the Sirens skaters going to the box.
You know, there's two benefits to dragging that jammer all the way to the back. Number one is timing to get separation between the jammers, but the other thing is just to tire that jammer out.
Yeah, definitely. And does it ever. 4 points to each team now. We're in a bit of a jammer race. Snipers coming right up. Oh, beautiful.
Right by and calling off the jam to maximize her pointage.
Yep.
We're coming up on 25 minutes on the clock. We're looking at Muddy River Rollers at 27. Now the Fog City Rollers have moved up to 12.
And Snipers is actually just going to the box. I believe it was for a cut. So Sirens are going to start this one with a power jam. They're putting Molly Millions out for that.
Well, that is going to be a definite advantage for them because they are a little bit behind right now, and this could give them a real morale boost. This could be what they need to keep fighting at their top.
Yep. And they do the pushback, of course. Nice. Really quick lead. You want that. You want to get that initial pass done and over with and start scoring. They're waiting. They're trying to sweep, but they want to sweep at the right time. They don't want to get a jammer or a pack race going. They don't want to speed up the pack too much. Molly having a hard time.
You could see Molly Millions there hand signaling to her teammates on which side she wanted to pass.
Yeah. Excellent job by Auburn Rubber getting Molly a clean break through the pack there. We got a failure to reform, I believe, on Ginger Rocket. She's going to the box, which puts it 4-2 pack advantage for Lumber Smacks right now. The Sirens need to stay out of the box if they want to be able to put up a fight against the Lumber Smacks and hopefully avenge their loss last year at the Sleigh.
You cannot win the game if you're spending your time in the box.
It is true. That was a really great job by Molly Millions calling it off just as Snipers was standing, of course, trying to give herself the opportunity to get lead. Vernon stepping on the track. I don't think she realized the jammer was still in the box.
That last jam there brought 10 points to the Fog City Rollers Shipyard Sirens. They're now 22 versus the 27 of the Lumber Smacks.
Now we have H2Ono out there for the Sirens jamming. Getting real low, standing right behind her blocker, hopefully trying to pop out and get lead. Snipers is just about to exit the box. Bridging back, really great job, trying to make it a farther distance for Snipers. Of course, in that, the Sirens get lead. H2Ono coming around, trying to score points.
It looks like we've got a Shipyard Siren coming in the penalty lane. It's number 5, Alien She's heading to the box.
I didn't recognize her. She has her tank top on today. She had her t-shirt jersey on yesterday.
But apparently the box is full, so she's got to skate around again.
Just checking in there. So Tacky Tammy out on the line now for the Shipyard Sirens and Burnin' Rubber for the Muddy River Lumber Smacks. We got an official timeout called.
This official timeout is brought to you by Bad Girlfriend Skates. This weekend only, you can get $50 off of custom Antic or Rydell skates. Order by Monday at www.badgirlfriendskates.com and you'll claim that $50 discount. There's the banner right on your screen, badgirlfriendskates.com. There's no spaces in that. You just type it in and you get those savings. Also want to give a big shout out to our friends at Canuck Derby TV. They're providing all of this, and Ultimate Derby Scoreboard. We've got that scoreboard showing on your screen. You're seeing a little piece of it. We have a bigger version of it, of course, here in the arena for the crowd. That's how they're keeping track of the score. That's how we're keeping track of the score. There it is, Ultimate Derby Scoreboard. If you want in on that action, all you have to do is contact CanuckDerbyTV@gmail.com, and they can make it happen for you. Give those fine folks an email. They are more than happy to help you out. You can have boutcasting in your community. Contact CanuckDerbyTV.com. Just go to their website or drop them an email. You can get that information. You can get set up just like we are. We're sitting at the announcer's desk over behind me, just up here. You can see the gear desk. There's a gear actually on the floor, and you can see it. That whole pile of equipment. There's AJ. There's Johnny. Here's Johnny. You can see the whole production crew sitting out there. This is an amazing experience. We're bringing live Derby to you from here through the magic of the internet, and it's free. Where else do you get free high-definition video? You don't get it from any of the big providers. You don't get it off the satellite guys. No, you get it right here, CanuckDerbyTV.com. And don't forget, guys, those party pics. We love seeing those party pics. We want to see you watching us, watching you, watching us, watching you. Get the idea. So we want you to tell your friends, get the word out. Okay? You should be posting this up on your Facebook. You should be tweeting this on your Twitter. You should be yelling this from the top of the highest mountain. Get the whole nation watching. Heck, get 2 nations watching. Get 4. Get them all watching. Universal Derby love for everybody saves the world. And it all starts here through CanuckDerbyTV.com. Spread the word. Bring it out. I love that cat picture. That cat picture is the most awesome. Remember, all of these tournaments that we're having, these are all archived on the live stream page. You can go back and watch this stuff again and again. That's the whole point behind all of this, is that you can get this video anytime you want. It is Derby on demand. Need a Derby fix? Grab a coffee, grab your computer. You can have some Derby. It is that awesome.
Somebody announced my name.
Rainbow Fight just had somebody announce her name, and the fact that she's sitting here, this is a first for her. This is her first time on an announcer desk doing announcing. I think she's got a great second career going here. Absolutely.
Let's hope. So I just got word, actually, this official review is it's an official review for Rob for the Lumber Smacks. They're contesting that H2O just got a back block at the end of that jam. So they're trying to get that call. They're trying to get themselves a power jam.
Hey, there is Smack the Beaver.
I heard a good smack.
Smack the Beaver being played, I believe, by Elise to Kill. I can't quite tell from here.
Oh, and you never know with those paints.
This is true.
Oh, there he is. Love
there
it.
We go. There's
Going
Smack
with the Muddy
Beaver.
River Rollers Thundersticks. The Thundersticks are where it's at. I brought it to one of the Torrid's games, and everybody laughed at me. I was like, nope. They're super loud. It can be really obnoxious when you cheer.
And that is Derby girl Elise to Kill. She is down there in the beaver suit. So show her some Derby love.
This is what I was saying I love about the Atlantic Canada. We have someone from Fog City sitting next to somebody from Muddy River, sitting next to Fredericton. They're all cheering together. They're just cheering for awesome Derby.
And you know what the other amazing thing is?
Cattle Prod. Cattle Prod just came back from the hospital.
Cattle Prod is back. That is awesome. If you remember, she was taken out earlier on a backboard. She had her head in a brace, and they weren't sure quite what the injury might have been. And now she's back. Oh my goodness! Wow! That is something you don't see every day, and you only see that on CanuckDerbyTV.com because a regulated broadcaster would have had to bleep that out, and we don't. That's the awesome part of CanuckDerbyTV.com. Oh my gosh, I love doing this job. This is so awesome.
I love Cattle Prod. She's my favorite.
Oh wow. She deserves a big hug, a gentle hug. She's been through a lot, but a big hug.
Oh, she's amazing. She's amazing.
That is the one thing I can say, Rainbow, that you know is true here, is that we see so very many wonderful people in Derby. It is just incredible.
So here we go. We're getting back to the action. The official review is over. It did get approved. Really great job by the Lumber Smacks. Now Burnin' Rubber is on a power jam. 4-2 pack advantage, for the Lumber Smacks, and they're going to sweep. Excellent. Quick lead. Burnin' Rubber out of the pack. And Plower Child pulling back Sirens blocker, Chillin' Villain, trying to bring the pack closer to Burnin'. And they're going to try to, excellent, they're going to try to keep Auburn Rubber forward. These dragbacks, like you said, they're so effective. You want to try to get in the way of those blockers trying to drag your jammer back.
That's absolutely right, Rainbow.
Ooh.
You know, they just keep knocking her down, and then look, dragging her back. There she is. Come on
and
back,
burning
follow me.
away this,
That's right.
burning away this power jam.
Exactly, burning away those penalties. As you can see, the number of Shipyard Sirens that have appeared back on the track from the penalty box is increasing moment by moment. This advantage is quickly slipping away.
Vernon coming up to a wall of 3 Sirens. Excellent sweep by the Lumbersmacks. However, I don't think Vernon was quite expecting it, where it came from the outside.
Absolutely.
She pushes through.
And now
She
they've
gets
got the full
5
team
points.
back on. There they are.
And H2O coming back out. Oh, getting smacked to the inside there. Getting pulled back again by Brandy Swifter. Excellent job.
That is a technical play. You have to be
Rubber.
right on it. You have to have somebody that can take them out and drag them back, because that girl that does the taking out has to be able to get back there quickly.
Yep.
If
Burnham
she-
Rubber coming up on a wall again of Sirens calling it off, and I don't think the ref's seen it in time.
And remember, if the Derby girl that takes another player out by knocking her off the track herself goes off the track, the first girl can come back in. She doesn't have to go behind the other girl. The other girl went off the track. So you have to be able to be clean with your hit, knock them off the track, and then stay on the track.
Yeah.
So you can drag them back. That requires skill.
It definitely does. It's a very, very difficult skill to obtain. So now we have Tootsie Valentino out there again for Muddy River Lumbersnacks, and Debbie Lee Downer for Shipyard Sirens.
I don't know why, I just love that name, Debbie Lee Downer.
It's such a great name. Again, we have these really tight walls. Oh, Debbie Lee breaks through on the outside. She got through so clean, I thought she was going to the box.
Yeah, she's got that lead jammer status. That's going to be very, very helpful for the Sirens.
Use of elbows called on one of Sirens' blockers.
Oh, that's
She
not good.
drags her back.
They need all their players on the big hit
Debbie
right in
Lee
front of
takes
us.
a big knock.
Debbie Lee took a knock off of number 11.
Oh, and
Barbarian.
Power Jam. Power Jam for the Shipyard Sirens. Tootsie Valentino going to the box for use of elbows.
Barbarian joining her in there as well.
Ooh. Debbie Lee fighting with that 2-wall. Knocker Walker and Liz Naylor doing a great job trying to hold her. This is exactly what the Shipyard Sirens want right now. It's only 44-32, such a close game.
It is, and they want to try to gain any ground that they can, even at maybe have a little bit of a cushion. Who knows?
Debbie Lee, she got a hard knock from Liz Naylor, but she did a great job. And
Looks like number 300 Hammer Slammer just found herself in the slammer.
so did Knocker Walker. She just got a failure to reform. Debbie Lee, perfect pass. Clean. Easy 5 points. And Ivana Chekovich going to the box for the Sirens. Nice juke by Debbie Lee. Great job getting around Liz Naylor. Another 5 points. That's a lead change.
That is indeed. This is a back and forth game. It's funny because you're watching them and you're seeing lots of one color on and a few of the other because they're in the box, and then all of a sudden it's all reversed. That's the excitement of Derby, folks.
Yep.
I don't think I know of any game that is quite as dynamic as this one.
Yeah. Debbie Lee with her 2-liter of Big 8 water, chugging back some water. Trying to keep hydrated. You're sweating so much during these games. It's important you're taking in the right amount of liquid and rehydrating. Tacky Tammy out there to start this power jam for the Shipyard Sirens. General Malaise goes with the sweep. Oh, sorry, not check. Yeah, General Malaise, I was right. And Valentino back out there for the Lumbersmacks. The Lumbersmacks blockers doing an excellent job sweeping there, pushing them with an offensive block to get their jammer through. Tacky Tammy with a quick call off.
Knocker Walker is on her way to the box. Of course, at this level of Derby, losing any of your players due to a penalty is a detriment to your strategy.
Definitely. You need those blockers out there.
Absolutely. Those blockers, good blocking strategy, can make a sweeping move, clear an open path for a jammer just to blast through there. Why, we've seen you do that yourself, Rainbow. We've seen you get a pathway cleared by your teammates and just take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. Oh my God, if I don't have to work to get through the pack, that's the best. Saves my energy so I can get around faster.
And let's face it, if we all didn't have to have jobs and could just, do Derby all the time, well, wouldn't that be perfect?
That'd be a dream. That was a quick jam there. We had Debbie Lee Downer and Sniperess. It was a 3-0 jam.
Now, I was concerned there that Snipers might have been headed to the box.
I
but
thought
she
so as
wasn't.
well. Yeah, well, she
just-
skated around the outside.
She
but
just took the outside lane.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for them.
Yeah. So Molly Millions now out for Shipyard Sirens and Burnin' Rubber for the Muddy River Lumber Smacks. Two well-matched jammers.
We're coming up on 16 minutes, 45 seconds. The score right now is Shipyard Sirens 54 to the Lumber Smacks 44. Only 10 points separating these two teams.
Both teams doing these really, really good defensive walls, trying to hold that jammer. And some great recycling by Ginger Rocket. Oh! And oh, it was close. They were trying to recycle there, or trying to pull back there. Great job, really great job by Molly Millions. Burnin' Rubber having a hard time getting out, and Molly Millions really taking advantage.
Molly Millions grabbing those quick points and then calling off the jam, denying her opponent any of those points. That's the way that you do this. It might seem like a slow progress, but you can be nibbled to death by ducks, folks.
58-44 right now for the Fog City Shipyard Sirens. We have Chitsy Valentino out there again for the Lumber Smacks and H2 Ono for the Sirens. And we're off. Valentino really having a fight through that great wall. It's like they're synchronized skating.
It is.
Trying to hold
it's quite
that jammer.
amazing how they're able to work in concert like that.
Yeah. It's been really great watching these two teams grow with all the playing that they've done. Valentino out for lead. H2 Ono right behind her. Seen that a lot today. The teams have been really quick at switching from defense to offense and getting their jammer out right away. That's a good way to stop the bleeding.
Tootsie Valentino there using a lot of force on her opponents, trying to break through that wall of blockers.
Use of elbows called for one of the Sirens blockers. She's headed to the box. Poison Envy.
Now, for those of you watching on the web, you might wonder, sometimes it looks like people disappear. It's because the tracking board in the center is actually metallic and it's reflecting the surface of the concrete. So it looks at times like it's part of the concrete, and you might actually believe that somebody has disappeared or lost their midsection. In fact, they have not. It's just a board.
It's all an illusion. So we have Tacky Tammy out there now for the Sirens and Snipress for the Smacks.
14 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. We are looking at the Shipyard Sirens 62 to the Muddy River Roller Lumber Smacks 48. That's not much of a lead at this point. That's, that's
anybody's game.
14 points. That's not a whole lot. Anybody's game.
Excellent job. Tacky Tammy breaking out to get lead. And Auburn Rubber trying to drag back on Snipress. Brandy Swifter doing a really good job of getting in her way.
Looks like Chillin' Villain is heading to the box for the Shipyard Sirens and hustling it along too. They don't want to waste any time. They want to get back out on the track. The faster you're on the seat, the faster you are on the track.
Great job there. 4 points awarded to the Shipyard Sirens. Burnin' Rubber back out for the Lumber Smacks.
Now for the folks at home, you're looking at the lineups and you're seeing girls shifting seats and moving up and down. That's lineup management, and they have people that are responsible for that to make sure that the players are cycled and kept rested. If you burn out your best players early on, they're not available to you in that second half when you really need them. Energy management is so crucial.
We have Debbie Lee down there now, trying to fight through that wall of Lumber Smacks. Gets around again on the outside, but she gets called on a cut. This is not what the Sirens want right now.
Absolutely not.
Burnin' Rubber on a power jam with lead, and they have 2 blockers in the box as well.
Debbie Lee sliding her buttons into a seat in the sin bin.
Burnin' getting just a little knock and getting back out. Grand slam.
This could close that gap very quickly, Rainbow.
Oh, it very well could. Great block there, and excellent job by the Sirens pulling back.
I am continually impressed by the level of skill that is shown by all of the girls that are on the track, not just the jammers.
Ooh, that was a direction. That was, use of forearm. Hammer Slammer going to the box. She did a great job previously to that, dragging back Burnin' Rubber. Burning time on that penalty clock.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if she was called for forearms or for direction. It is still going to sit her down for 1 minute, and that is going to be an advantage to those Lumber Smacks.
Definitely. And Burnin' calls it off just as Debbie Lee is standing.
And there you can see the team coaches talking to the lineup. planning their strategy, putting people in the right places at the right time. They're planning ahead.
Slop looking beautiful with his pigtails.
Absolutely. Everybody loves ZZ Slop. How can you not? How can you not?
He's amazing. Actually, himself and Alien She stayed at our place in Newfoundland when St. John, Fog City's 2 home teams came down and played ours. Perfect, and we have Rob there, and Jesus takes the wheels. Again, double shifted. They coached the last game, and they're doing this one, and they're doing a great job. Lumber Smacks, Tootsie Valentino at the front, getting recycled. And we have Debbie Lee in there fighting now as well. Liz Naylor trying to hold her. Great push by Brandy Swifter. Can't keep Debbie Lee, though. She just came out of the box, and she got lead. They were able to hold Valentino that whole time.
Number
Excellent
33,
blocking.
Sienna Siempra, just landing her buns in the penalty box.
And we're getting a quick call off and a reset.
You know, you're mentioning Jesus takes the wheels and his work here as a coach. Jesus is also one of our announcers. If you were listening yesterday and watching the action here, you heard him on the mic. He is a multi-talented individual, and I believe he also plays on the St. John Wheelmen.
I think so, yeah. I believe that Doc was saying that.
He is a total derby dude.
Oh, Sniper's getting a couple knocks. Molly Million getting a hard blow as well. Oh, crawling back, just trying to drag her back.
That is such an effective strategy. I've seen it used time and time again at this bout.
Yeah.
And it really, the whole competition has been using it.
Yeah, great job to Molly Millions for breaking out and getting lead, but of course Sniper's right behind her. Quarter of a track to go. Trying to get quick points, calling it off. Calling it off, and 1 point awarded. It's so hard when you're getting in these tight packs for the refs to see when you call it off.
Absolutely.
It's risky to come up, and you almost want to call it on your way in just so you know that you're not risking the other jammer getting any points.
That's right. Just past the 10-minute mark, we've got the Shipyard Sirens 71 to the Lumber Smacks 62. That gap has narrowed. There's not much between them right now, only 9 points.
H2O out there jamming again for the Shipyard Sirens. I believe she was blocking more last year, and it's great to see her out there jamming because she is so effective. Oh, Vernon Rubber goes down, and I believe that actually H2O tripped over her. So yes, Vernon Rubber is getting a low block. She's gone to the penalty box.
She's heading to the box, and that is going to give the Shipyard Sirens a power jam.
They really need to take advantage of this. Brandy Swifter, Liz Naylor really trying to hold her. Oh, sorry, General Malaise.
You can see them bridging there. Now, if you know anything about the Derby rules, you'll know that the distances between Derby girls are measured from their hips, not from their hands. But they stick their hands out to show that they are attempting to bridge. They're basically challenging the referees to look at the marks on the floor and determine that that's what they're doing.
H2O coming around. She just got a grand slam coming around for more points. The Sirens need to be careful when they're going into that sweep early. They don't want to cause a race. They don't want H2O to have to go longer.
Absolutely.
Great bridging there. Brandy Swifter, General Malaise trying to keep Flower Child able to be in play and hold her longer. Ooh. A direction of play called there.
On number 314, that's Lexi Lasher. She's going to go to the box for a direction play penalty. And that's it for that jam, folks. We've got 8 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Shipyard Sirens 82 to the Lumber Smacks 62. 83 now. We've got a 21-point spread.
And again, like we've seen in the last game even, they need to be careful. This is, in fact, yes, they are in lead, but at 21 points is one jam. It's one jam, and especially at halftime, if they go into halftime with this kind of lead, they have to be careful because the second period, teams have been going out bigger and stronger.
Absolutely.
Molly Million slips through to get lead jammer.
I think they must feed them coffee at halftime. That's gotta
They
be
must. Just straight up injections of caffeine. Vernon Rubber bounces through on the outside. Excellent blocking by the Lumber Smacks to give Molly Million such a hard time.
Looks like number 100, Hail Destroyer, heading to the box.
She calls it off. We have a new lineup coming out. We have Tootsie Valentino there for the Lumber Smacks. Tacky Tammy again out there for Shipyard Sirens.
Big shout out to Bad Girlfriend Skates. This weekend, only get $50 off of custom Antic or Rydell skates. Order by Monday at www.badgirlfriendskates.com and claim your $50 discount.
Big hits out there by the Sirens, really knocking around Valentino. And use of forearms being called on Tacky Tammy. She does not look happy.
No.
They do not want a power kill right now. Lumbersmacks can easily sneak away with this lead.
Absolutely. That could blow that lead right away.
Ooh, beautiful hit by Auburn Rubber, dragging her right to the back. What great blocking.
That's taking her probably almost
Nice.
50 feet back from the position at which the impact occurred. That's 50 feet that she has to skate back and 50 forward again.
That was a really good spin move there by Tootsie Valentino, avoiding what had just happened to her previously.
Wow.
Talk about learning on your learning on your feet.
That's right. That's some impressive skating right there.
Ooh, excellent block. And General Malay's doing a really good job. Brandy Swifter, all of the Lumbersmacks right now, pushing the Sirens forward, making sure they're not dragging back, because it will kill this power jam.
Absolutely. They have to control the flow in this game if they want to be able to stay on top.
Valentino calls it off just as Tacky Tammy stands in the box. Of course, again, the Lumbersmacks starting this one on a power jam. Less than 10 seconds.
We have an official timeout and a review call. Looks like by the Shipyard Sirens.
I imagine it would be on the cut there. I know I seen Auburn Rubber pretty upset when she dragged back an extra couple feet.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Pivot Star right now. Pivot Star has a new line of team uniforms, and the winner of the Sleigh of Fundy is going to receive the entire set of 20 white away jerseys that are valued at $900. That's an amazing prize. Amazing prize. You can see the jersey right here on Rainbow Fight. Camera on her. There it is. You can see one of those jerseys. That's the new design. It's awesome. She's awesome. What a model. You could have one of those if you are the winner. So some of these girls here, they are going to be taking that prize home with them. $900 value, and thanks to Lulu at pivotstar.com. Amazing supporter of Derby here. Pivotstar.com. You need Derby stuff. You talk Pivot Star.
Lulu is amazing, actually. Herself and 8 Mean were in Newfoundland last year for the Camp Pivot Star. They've been doing a lot of Camp Pivot Stars. I believe they have one this weekend, the Summer Sweat, and they just do some phenomenal coaching. They're such sweethearts. They actually stayed with myself and Wade Wilson in Newfoundland when they were down, and we had such a good time.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we got to show them around.
That would be fun. You know, jerseys are a really expensive item for the team. These aren't just ordinary t-shirts, folks. These are made out of high-tech materials that wick away sweat and are really comfortable, stretchy, yet durable for these girls. But they're a really big expense. I mean, we're talking $900 to be able to equip a team with those jerseys. So when they can win something like that, that is an amazing opportunity for them. But even so, fundraising can get you jerseys like that. I mean, after all, Rainbow Fight just demonstrated them. So if you're looking for jerseys like that, they are awesome looking jerseys. You contact pivotstar.com. Lulu will set you up with great looking gear. That is a promise from Pivot Star. You know, another one of the big sponsors of this tournament here is Salter Watercrafts. They have high-quality inflatable boats at the most affordable prices. Now, I want you to picture yourself. You are out on a warm summer's day. You are floating on your local lake or your local river in a Salter Watercraft. You've got a cool beverage nearby, and perhaps you've got your smartphone with you and you're watching some Canuck Derby TV on your wireless LTE connection. Wouldn't that be a perfect day? I mean, Rainbow, come on. Can you not see yourself floating along and just enjoying the heck out of that?
As long as I have a high SPF sunscreen. That's all I think about in that scenario. Is excellent on a watercraft.
Well,
I'll need some sunscreen.
I'm sure they can probably even rig up some sort of a canopy over the top of you. Yeah, Salter Watercraft, highest quality stuff, really reasonable prices. You want some affordable freedom? You find out more at salterboat.com. That's Salterboat, all one word,
So I was correct in my guess for this official review brought to you by Shipyard Sirens. They're using their review. It is being approved, I'm told. So they are going to switch positions with the jammers now, where Auburn Rubber did pull back and an extra couple feet just as the jammer was jumping in. She did, in fact, get a cut.
So, we're just waiting for the final aftermath of this call to be completely resolved. Looks like we've got our head NSO is actually doing the role of the jam timer right now and doing the timeout dance. Well, he's not really dancing much. But yeah, that is Papa Razzo. He is the head NSO for this event. You know, we should recognize the NSOs and the referees. There he is, head NSO, Papa Razzo. And he's out there helping us out organize this great tournament. You know, the NSOs are an amazing resource. They are volunteers who keep track of timing and penalties. They run the penalty box. They do ever so many things around here. We've got them over here on our scoreboard, provided by Ultimate Derby Scoreboard, by the way. If you want to get an awesome scoreboard, you can get Ultimate Derby Scoreboard. It's just over. There's our NSOs running the scoreboard. You can see the control console and the feedback display in front of them. It's all set up. That was set up by Canuck Derby TV, and if you pan the camera over there to the right, you will see the scoreboard. There's the projector down below, and there's the scoreboard. You can have a swanky-looking scoreboard just like that. Contact Canuck Derby TV at gmail.com or go to www.canuckderbytv.com, and you can see it there. And speaking of Canuck Derby TV, they're bringing you all of this awesome Derby action in full HD for free. If you want to show them some love, just go to their website, find the little button on the upper right. Well, it's actually a big button, big red button, donate. Anything at all will help them keep this in operation.
So Tacky Tammy's now going to try to pop out of the box. Ooh! That was a big hit by Alien She. She did, and get a direction of play there.
Alien She now booting it around the penalty lane on the outside of the track because she's got to get all the way back to the penalty box, and she does not want to waste any time.
Tacky Tammy approaching the pack again, starting out this power jam here. Lumbersmack's jammer getting a cut call from the previous jam. Excellent work by the Sirens coaches to get that called. Tacky Tammy approaching again, 5-point grand slam. She's so quick to get around. The Sirens doing some quick blocking, clearing that inside lane. Another 5-point grand slam, calling it off just as Valentino stands. Wanting to take advantage of this power jam off the start, getting a quick 10-second opportunity to just play offense, get lead. Everybody knows you have lead, you control the game.
Absolutely. Coming up on 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this first period, the score is Shipyard Sirens 97 to the Lumbersmacks 72. This is still anyone's game.
Definitely. And H2Ono out there, again, doing some great jamming. Starting off this power jam, Sirens want to try to drag back a little bit, try to get the Lumbersmacks closer to being out of play. Excellent blocking by the Lumbersmacks. H2Ono really taking the hits, gets out and gets lead. And great work by the Sirens for bridging back there, making Valentino have to work that much harder and go that much farther from the penalty box to enter the pack.
Absolutely. Tootsie Valentino is having to struggle that much more to try to get back in this particular jam.
H2Ono out for her points, and Tootsie Valentino right behind her.
We've just had an emergency delivery of a Jam Jam cookie.
Not the actual Jam Jam cookie.
No, just
but
the
our
one that's
logo.
designed. The logo cookie.
Our old logo, yeah.
A real Jam Jam does not look like that. There it is. Look at that. It's got a bite taken out of it, but it's yummy.
Thank you very much to Lil Fury from Fog City. Getting on Scarlet Swarm. She made these for us. We whined that we didn't get them yesterday because we got them last year.
That's awesome.
So she stayed up last night making them for us.
That's what Derby's all about. That's the Derby love. You know, it's kind of funny. You'll see these girls, they work so hard on the track, but at the after party, they're all friends. It's all forgotten.
Definitely. Debbie Lee Downer now taking some snacks from the Lumbersmacks. Oh, and a big hit put on Snipers. Great job trying to drag back. She sneaks around the Lumber Smacks blockers, and they did a great job there bridging, keeping her in play as she goes back. Hammer Slimer's done a really great job of that all weekend.
You know, on that last one there when she went off the track, she did a little dance with Jam Solo. Almost hit him.
Debbie Lee, another quick pass. Again, just accumulating a larger lead.
Coming up on 2 minutes and 15 seconds, 107-72 in favor of the Sirens.
So we have Tacky Tammy out there now and Vernon Rubber. And I believe, we actually have one of the kids over here with the house announcer. I was like, who's that voice I just heard on the speakers? We have a little boy over here helping out with the announcing.
Derby is very much a family thing here in Atlantic Canada. If you're out there and you're thinking, I'm watching Derby with my friends, I kind of like this, I'd like to get involved, contact your local league. Get involved. It is worth it. We heard that Calgary Flat Track Fever had a bouncy castle. Maybe we can have a bouncy castle here next time.
Tacky Tammy trying to get through and get some points. Burnham Rubber right behind her, so it was actually a 2-2 jam. Unfortunately, no lead added there. Just keeping it the same.
Vernon Rubber sitting there on the bench with her spangly green helmet.
I love that helmet. She actually has a Derby Wives Forever sticker, half of a heart. And Brandy Swifter has the other half, but she forgot. She brought her wrong helmet to the tournament. I was like, oh. Molly Millions out there for the Shipyard Sirens. Tootsie Valentino for the Lumber Smacks. Oh, and a big hit there by Knocker Walker. Molly doing a really good job of getting back in quickly. Oh, and dragging her back.
They're dragging her all the way back. Look at that. As far as they can, they're dragging her back, making her work for every point she's going to get.
Giving Molly the opportunity there to punch out the front, actually getting the Smacks out of play in the front and getting lead. They're still holding Valentino. That was a really great job by Hammer Slimer there. Some one-on-one blocking.
Absolutely. The farther you can put your opponent behind, the later they start their scoring run. Yeah, and then you can call it off just like that and prevent your opponent from taking anything.
And Molly Millions, another pass there for 4 points. 113-74 right now for the Shipyard Sirens.
That's right, and we've got less than 10 seconds on the clock. I expect that they are going to call the period at the end of this. We'll see in just a second. Regulation time has expired, and that is the period. So at the end of period 1, we have Fog City Rollers Shipyard Sirens 113 to the Muddy River Rollers Lumber Smacks 74. Only the Lumber Smacks have used a team timeout so far. Fog City still has all 3 timeouts available to them. So once again, if you have viewing party pics, we want to see them. We want to see pictures of you. We'd like to see Canuck Derby TV in the background. You can send them to canuckderbytv@gmail.com. And there you go. See pictures
More
just like that.
709. They're both from
There
709.
we go. Look at that. That is awesome. These are pictures, and some of them are coming from all over the world. We've got them from, places like Sweden and Australia coming in. It's crazy. We've got people all over the world watching this. Derby is such an amazing community, bringing the world together. I think Derby can achieve world peace. Reach out to your friends, folks. Use your Facebook. Use your Twitter. Heck, use your Google Plus. I know nobody uses the Google Plus, but I'm not judging. But use it. Use whatever social media you have. Like I say, grab yourself a bullhorn, go out and stand on the top of your roof and tell everybody, I love Derby. Go to www.canuckderbytv.com. You can say that. You can do it just like I'm doing it right here. You can get people involved with Derby. Spread the Derby love, folks. Do it through canuckderbytv.com.
I like how that one was just an iceberg flask.
It was pretty amazing. We'll be back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop of Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
Saturday morning, 1:45. A movie that reminded me of you. It would be 99 minutes at least until my heart rate slowed. I got some sleep, but those buxom girls on the silver screen became you and danced in my dreams. I was happy to see Jane Russell go, and your entrance simply stole the show. It's no secret that you are a showgirl at heart, and mine was taken the moment you began to play your part. If I wake up without you, with your song in my head, will I still smell your scent all over my bed? Will you be just in the wings or chauffeured away? Are you just getting your things, or never with attention in some backstage alleyway? You gracefully enchant with those incendiary eyes, nearly set the Syria aflame as you dance by. And when you took to the air, it was the trick of the light. I held my breath and I felt you terrified. But your critics scrutinized with guide-wise pins. I jumped to my feet and led your standing ovation. If I wake up without you, with your song in my head, with your body a spotlight, still heat in my bed, will your voice be an echo, warm in my ear? Will you be off at some gala on your way here? Will you be shunning your doors to find your way back, or drinking it all to feel something you lack? Will you be buried on Broadway or here on the runway? If it attracts some spotlight, then you'll promise to stay. Can I take your coat, love, maybe get you a train? Is my attention's fleeting as Sunday a thing? Well, if I seem like a doormat, well, you can just wipe your feet. I know that you're busy and happy people meet. Can't say I'm waiting, so I'll just go back to sleep. Maybe I'll get you on stage in my dreams. Television still on, showed some syndicated faces, smiles drawn on. Mine was true, still applauding you.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop of Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sleigh of Fundy 2 here in lovely St. John, New Brunswick. We are at the Lord Beaverbrook Rink. I am ostentatious from the bright red Isle of Prince Edward Island. I am joined by another Islander from the 709 Newfoundland Island. Her name, Rainbow Fight. How are you finding this?
I'm really impressed. I think that Shipyard Sirens are coming out here feeling like they have something to prove, and they're doing a really good job so far. I think that Moncton's going to have to play tighter and really control those drag backs and to keep this lead down and hopefully chip away at it. I think the more time that their jammers spend skating around trying to get back in at the back is going to hurt them, so they need to keep a tight pack and keep it moving forward.
Absolutely, Rainbow. We're looking at some of the coaches there.
We have Rob of the Lumber Smacks and Brad Pitiful of the Shipyard Sirens.
That's right, and Samiracle, one of our refereeing staff that's standing there. I'm looking at the scoreboard here over on the side, and I'm seeing that the Fog City Rollers are sitting at 113 to Muddy River Rollers 74. What do you think the Muddy River Rollers need to do to get really back in the game with that and bring that score up to an even?
Again, yeah, I think that they need to control what the other blockers are doing a little bit more. They need to try to hold them forward. The Sirens are doing a really good job of bridging for those dragbacks, and the Smacks jammers are spending a lot of time on the inside and outside skating around and trying to get back in, and that is honestly burning time. And in the franticness of this, the Lumber Smacks are missing the Sirens jammer as she comes by a lot of the times.
Absolutely. Well, checking the stats from the previous years, in the last 6 times that the Lumber Smacks and the Sirens have met each other in official competition, the Sirens have only won once, and that was by a 1-point differential. So right now they're sitting in a very nice position from their point of view. They could have a real success. Now this is an RDAC event, an RDAC event. Remember, RDAC is our organizing body, okay? Roller Derby Association of Canada. They are what coordinates the activities of roller derby across Canada. And we have to give a big shout out to those folks for all that they do in the coordination of this sport. If we didn't have a sport governing body, we'd just not be able to handle this. There's an upcoming Eastern Regional Tournament in Windsor, Ontario next week. Canuck Derby TV will be there. They will be live on the site. You can see it right there, canuckderbytv.com, www. If you look above that, you are going to find some links for sponsors, links for information from Canuck Derby TV, and of course, that link that lets you donate and keep Canuck Derby TV on the air. It's because of people like this that you have this free, high-definition service coming to you over the magic of the internet. That is an awesome tool that we have.
Again, thank you so much to RDAC. It's so amazing. 2 of these teams, of course, placed first and second last year. First for the Smacks and second for the Sirens, and they got to go to nationals in Edmonton. And it's so great that they got to play teams from across Canada, play Western Canada, which they might not get a chance otherwise. They're bringing the country together, and we really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Here we go. So we're off. We have Snipers and Tacky Tammy on the line. The Smacks trying to pull the pack forward. Again, here we go. The Sirens starting right off the hop, dragging back. They're pushing the Lumber Smacks the blockers out of play in the front. And I don't think that they realize Tacky Tammy with lead. And it's going to be a power jam to start off this period. Tacky Tammy out there on her own while Snipers goes to the box. I didn't get to see what the call was.
Wow.
Tacky Tammy taking advantage.
That is going to make it so tough for those Lumber Smacks to come back.
And another
Lumber Smack going to the box, number 100.
4-2 pack advantage now for the Sirens. Jackie
really
Tammy again
smart.
breaking through. Excellent job.
Wow.
Grand slam on that one.
Right off the mark, the Shipyard Sirens have taken control of this half.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. by
I
all
was going to
means.
say, it's so great to see Jackie Tammy when she comes in and comes up on her toe stops. She speed checks because more often than not, jammers have been not speed checking and coming in hot and getting back blocks. And it's so, with the blocking the way that it is now, blockers are stepping in front so quick, faster than the jammers can anticipate. And they're getting back block calls. Jackie Tammy does not want to risk a power jam for the Smacks right now.
Number 55 from the Lumber Smacks, I'd hit that, just hit the penalty box. That means that they have 3 players on the bench right now that aren't on the track.
Snipers now standing in the box. Jackie Tammy doing a great job of calling it off. Molly Millions on the line. She has less than 10 seconds now to break out before the Lumber Smacks jammer gets back on the track. The Lumber Smacks doing a great choice of putting out Brandy Swifter and General Malaise, 2 fantastic blockers.
They almost had an illegal procedures by having a 3rd player on the track. They realized at the last second that they weren't allowed to do that.
Oh. And that was a rough wall there. Again, those blockers are so great. And we see here again the Sirens pulling back. Molly Millions with lead.
Snipers now returning to the track. She's coming at the back of the pack.
Ooh.
She is going to be fighting her darndest to get back some of those points.
Great job by Brandy Swifter holding Molly Millions just long enough to get Snipers out, so she has lead. However, that was her initial pass. Really great job.
We're looking at a score right now of the Shipyard Sirens 135 to the Lumber Smacks 74. That is a fairly wide gap. That has widened.
But it can be brought back. We've seen it before, and we can see it
Absolutely.
again. Burnham Rubber out there for the Muddy River Lumber Smacks. And we have H2 Ono for the Sirens. Burnham Rubber was actually just down at the Northeast Derby Convention, and she got to play on the All-Star team down there. She was chosen for that.
Wow.
Yeah, and it
That
really
is-
shows. She's so amazing.
That
Look at
is
her pushing
quite
at
an
that
honor.
wall.
Absolutely. And you know, it's interesting you mentioned the comebacks because your own team, the 709 All-Stars, twice in this tournament came back from a large setback and almost managed to make the win. I mean, just within a few points. In one case, 7 points against my own Red Rock and Rollers. Incredible comebacks. It is possible, folks.
And here we go. So, of course, H2 Ono with lead. She's going to burn the clock and wait for Bernie to get a little bit closer. Bernie was just getting out of her initial pass and no points awarded. But H2 Ono did manage to get around before that and actually get 5. So we have Debbie Lee Downer now out there for the Sirens against Chitsy Valentino for the Muddy River Lumber Smacks.
Lumber Smacks needing to gain some purchase on the track. They've really got to dig in here and try to get ahead because they keep slipping a little further behind every time.
And it just goes to show both of these teams are so great. They've done so much traveling, spending money, taking time off work, playing all kinds of games and trying to get better at the sport. And of course it shows in that they're WIFTA apprentice now, both. And here we go, the Lumber Smacks with their first lead of this half. Chitsy Valentino doing a great job to push through that pack. We have Debbie Lee Downer getting dragged back by Brandy Swifter. We have no pack called. Of course, the blockers are apart, 10 feet apart from each other. Debbie Lee Downer pushing at that wall of Lumber Smacks. Brandy Swifter really doing a great job.
Perhaps the Lumber Smacks are now taking a page from the Shipyard Sirens playbook in doing that drag back routine. They've identified that it's effective and they're going to start employing it.
Here we go. So it's actually a power jam now for the Lumber Smacks. Debbie Lee Downer just went to the box.
Wow. Okay.
It's
So
going to be a
here's
big one for the Lumber Smacks.
this is the Lumber Smacks' big chance to make some big points. Let's see if they can capitalize on that advantage.
And they made a great choice. They put Snipers out there to jam.
Snipers is an amazing lady. You watch her skating, very, very excellent technical skill. She's a very technical skater. She is able to maneuver on that track, and she is very in control of her own power.
And the Muddy River Lumber Smacks pushing back like that, so the Sirens have very little space to work with to keep within that 10-foot margin and keep the pack in play.
Absolutely.
Snipers breaking out real quick and getting the lead. Hammer Slammer just coming back from the box to join her blockers and trying to hold Snipers. Bumping her out. Great work. Not enough. Snipers breaks through to get a grand slam.
It looked for a minute like the Shipyard Sirens were trying to mount a swallow the baby maneuver where they surround the opposing jammer and prevent her from moving, but they weren't able to pull that one off.
Snipers really having to work. Alien She doing a great job in that pack.
Ooh, saw a little bit of head contact there, but the referees obviously did not. Nothing was called.
Sometimes, too, you'll see the head contact. You'll see it as a secondary impact, and that it won't be called because it was a secondary impact, considering it used to be, I guess, a minor if it wasn't an effective hit. Now secondary impact is called as nothing. So a lot of people sometimes they'll have a moment where they're like, oh, I got hit in the face. And you have to address the situation and think, was it secondary or initial impact? Snipers getting around. Of course, now Debbie Lee Downer back on the track, matching Snipers stride for stride. Ooh, bit of a slick spot on the track, I think. Snipers almost lost her balance. Great job in calling it off.
Absolutely. And you know, one thing that some of our viewers may not know, particularly if they've been away from Derby for a little bit, we are skating under a new set of rules. We use the Women's Flat Track Derby Association rule set, and they released a new rule set on January 1st of 2013, which eliminated all minor penalties. So now there are only majors. When a penalty is called, it means something. It doesn't count up, it doesn't add in little increments. It means something serious.
Burnin' Rubber now out there jamming for the Muddy River Lumber Smacks. Tacky Taney out there for Fog City Shipyard Sirens. Oh, Brandy Swifter trying to knock her out, but not enough. She sneaks around on the outside to get lead. Burnin' Rubber, Burnin' Rubber getting actually blocking to the head call on Ginger Rocket as she broke out of the pack. Tacky Tammy breaks out. She calls it. Wasn't enough, though. I think she'd passed the blockers. 4-3. 4-3 on that pass for the Sirens.
Wow. Well, we're looking at right now a little over 22 minutes on the clock. Sirens are sitting at 143 to the Smacks at 105. Still anybody's game.
And we have Tootsie Valentino out there now on the line jamming for the Smacks. H2 Ono for the Sirens.
Smacks have actually increased their pointage by quite a bit there. They were almost in a 2-to-1 ratio, and they're definitely not there now.
And the Sirens have to be careful because this is what the Smacks are good at. They have lead jam again. The Sirens need to keep up their fighting if they want to hold on to this lead. Again, you see the Smacks trying to drag back there. I wonder now if after this we'll see an official review as they tried to drag back the Sirens jammer, and I don't know if she quite got in time. Beautiful jump and spin move by H2 Ono. Sneaking around the inside, getting easy points as, Tootsie Valentino comes in. Knocker Walker throws a really big hit. I believe that was actually a misconduct. It was a misconduct for making contact while in the air.
Wow, Knocker Walker going to the box.
H2 Ono,
Alien She off the track, standing at the side. Not sure what's going on there. She's not able to come back onto the track. She's still at the side.
I think she's having a gear malfunction.
Either a gear malfunction or her head is like she's experiencing some sort of headache or something. I don't know.
H2 Ono around again, 4 points. Tootsie Valentino coming through the pack now. We got a direction of play called. Taking some hard falls here. H2 Ono gets low, slips around the outside. Brandy Swifter is having none of it. She really wants to stop her. So we do have lead for the Lumber Smacks, so they're going to run it. It's 159-128 right now. It's an interesting strategy.
Alien She still standing on the side, holding her helmet.
Ginger Rocket did a great job hitting out that time, but she didn't drag back, but Valentino got clear just as H2 Ono is going to the box for a back block.
And number 11, Barbarian of L, just ended up being there a couple of seconds earlier in the box.
Both coaches not looking very happy right now, both going out with something to say. Brad Pittival again from the Sirens and Rob from the Lumber Smacks. I don't know whose official review it will be, but I'm sure they're reviewing. One of them is choosing to use their official review right now.
It looks like it's the Shipyard Sirens are calling for an official review.
If I were to guess, I would guess that the Lumber Smacks are trying to say that H2O did in fact cut because the Lumber Smacks moved back, and from what I seen from where I'm sitting, I thought she came in front. But now I don't have the greatest view from here, but that's what I thought I saw. And the Lumber Smacks reaction, they tried to get Brandy Swifter was trying to get the cut call. So I don't know if she was too late on the fact, but I would think that the Lumber Smacks coach Rob is actually trying to do a 2-minute penalty.
All right. Well, we are just sitting here waiting for some information. And wait a minute. Something's happening with the camera. What's going on?
Some sort of earthquake.
Some sort of event is happening here. The camera is shaking.
Somebody's really
We're
excited.
not sure what's going on here. Wait.
What?
There's something going on back at the broadcast desk.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. What? There
What did
seems
they
to
do?
be an altercation
What? Oh.
between AJ and between Johnny Capote. The doctor is... What's he doing?
There's so much wire.
Oh my goodness.
Where's that wire coming from?
There's
That doesn't look
wire.
good.
He's just
no.
he's pulled a mitt full of wire out of the... Oh no.
Oh,
what is
look
he
at that
doing?
unsteady footage
and
now.
AJ is ticked. AJ, he's
Oh, no.
giving him the gears. Oh my God, he's giving Johnny the
gosh.
gears. I can't believe that. That is, oh my
Oh,
goodness.
no.
Oh, the humanity. Oh. He's giving, and now he's up. But Johnny's
he's trying
not
to make
taking,
it up to him.
Johnny's not taking any of his crap. Johnny is not taking any of his crap in this case. It's not going to happen.
Holy crap! I can't even believe that.
Holy crap! I can't believe that happened either. Wow.
Oh, they're taping it down.
Yeah,
they're taping it in place. It's okay. It's set now.
I think they may have things settled down
That
now.
was close. We fixed it, guys.
Wow.
Luckily, that was
Okay.
during an official
We
review.
got a thumbs up. I guess
it's safe.
they've kissed and made up.
Good.
That's right. We don't need to see the kissing, though. Definitely do not need to see the kissing. Well, we are still in a timeout situation. The score is sitting here at Shipyard Sirens 159 to Lumber Smacks 132, at least for now. But while we're waiting, you could be thinking about waiting out long, hot summer days, floating on the water on a Salter watercraft. They have the highest quality inflatable boats at the most affordable prices. Salter is what we like to call affordable freedom. You want to find out more about how you could float and bob and float? Check out more at salterboat.com. It's awesome.
Speaking of Bob,
yeah,
we want to go to Bob Noxious.
We can't forget Bob Noxious.
I love
Poor
Bob
Noxious.
Noxious.
Everybody loves Bob Noxious. As you may have known, Bob, at the last Nationals, Bob was coming up, and by mistake, he still had some work papers in his briefcase. And I guess somebody out there at the border thought that he was coming up here to actually do work and make money rather than volunteer. And so they said, wow, you don't have your work visa. And they detained him, and then they deported him. They sent him back to the United States of America. Most unfair. Poor Bob, he was only coming to help us out, and then they had to scramble to coordinate all of the announcing that was going to happen. So heartbreaking. It just
there he
Bob.
is with Mac the Mouth.
Bob.
I love Bob.
You can get in on the action if you tweet with the hashtag #FreeBobNoxious. Okay, all one word.
Buy the shirts.
#FreeBobNoxious. Buy the shirts. They've got shirts for sale. Everything that you do goes to his defense. He has immigration lawyers working with RDAC trying to clear that charge.
There's my team, the 709 All-Stars, up there sitting and drinking.
That's the 709s. They're up there. Yeah, and I see. I do believe that may be Narbruzi there.
That is
314.
Narbruzi.
Yeah, she's one of the Lumber Smacks as well. She's not in on this game, so she's up there and showing off those leopard print pants.
And the Pivot Star shorts. Speaking of Pivot Star.
Speaking of Pivot Star, thank you to Pivot Star. They have this new line of team uniforms. You're seeing it on them. You're seeing them on the girls on the track. You saw them earlier on our very own Rainbow Fight sitting here. It's just amazing.
Here we go again. I got a
job. She's going to model it. C-3PO in her nice new outfit. Look at that. Is that not a thing of beauty? Is that not a thing of beauty? The shirt looks pretty good, too, let me tell you. The winner of Slay of Fun is going to receive an entire set of 20 white away team jerseys valued at That's right, folks, $900. Lulu at pivotstar.com has really outdone herself. She is bringing us an amazing, amazing prize to give away. So whichever team makes it through this, they are going to walk away with those jerseys. That will be an amazing, amazing prize to win. There's other things that are happening, though, this weekend that you need to know about. A big shout out to Bad Girlfriend Skates. This weekend only, that means today is the last day for this. You can get $50 off custom Antic or Rydell skates. You have to order them by Monday. Do it at www.badgirlfriendskates.com. You can see the banner sitting right there in front of the screen. There it is. And speaking of that screen, if you look above the screen, you will find where you can find information about our sponsors. You can find information about Canuck Derby TV and also how you can donate and help keep Canuck Derby TV operating. They're going to be in Windsor next week for this Eastern Regional Tournament. It is an amazing time, and you should really try to get out for that. If you're in the Ontario regional area, come out. If you're even somewhere close, you can travel. Have a great time. It is an amazing time to get together. We're going to sort things out here. It seems to be taking a bit longer. We will be right back.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop with Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
Here we are at the Oval, host venue of Flat Track Fever here in Calgary, Alberta. My name is Dump Truck. Been hanging out in the city all day long. It's been a lot of fun. And you walk in the building and the fun doesn't stop there either. You look here, I mean, there's a bouncy house. That's amazing. And apparently, there's a lot of fun being had in here. Hey, kids. Hey, come outside real quick. God, they're crazy. Oh, my God. What are you doing?
It's the bouncy castle of Flat Track Fever!
He's supposed to be working.
Pixie Sticks. What Pixie Sticks?
How did you like your first call? A nice word, by the way.
Oh, it was really fun. It was really good.
Yeah, I lost my keys. I'll be right back.
So, how do you feel about having the bouncy cows here at Flat Track Fever?
Oh my God, it's so awesome!
I lost my keys.
All right, there you go. Somebody needs to find their parents.
Where do we go now? Where do we go? Oh, where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Oh, I need sunglasses. You look way
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at the Sleigh of Fundy in lovely St. John, New Brunswick. We're just getting back to the action. There was an official review called there. What happened with that, Rainbow?
The Lumber Smacks, I believe, were trying to get the Sirens blocker who got the misconduct call. They were trying to get it upgraded to a gross misconduct as she was in the air when she made contact. However, it was denied.
Okay, so that issue has been resolved. That official request has been denied. I do believe that means they can't make any more of those types of requests.
They are out of official reviews now. This is true. So Sniper's coming up now on the pack. She's currently in a power jam as H2Ono sits in the box, sorry. Sniper's through for a clean 5 points. Again, this is not where the Sirens want to find themselves. It's only a very tiny lead. 159 right now to 137. 22 points is not a big lead.
That's nothing in the Derby world. By the way, looks like 314 Lexi Lasher just arrived in the box a few seconds ago.
The Sirens need to clean out their penalty box if they want to stay in the lead.
You can't do business sitting on your assets. It's just as simple as that.
Oh, that's unfortunate. One of the Sirens blockers there got a little distracted, I think, by a hit and missed Snipers coming by for a clear pass on the inside.
Just blew through, but then again, that's what she's good at. And she's just stepped around them again.
And H2Ono having a bit of trouble trying to get through. She's been struggling so far in this period. She had more success in the first period.
Maybe she's tired. I don't know.
She could be tired, but the smacks are actually coming back a lot harder in this period as well. H2Ono trying to get around on the outside. General Malaise and Brandy Swift are working together.
Like I say, they must have spent some time out there drinking coffee. They seem to be more energetic coming back. Snipers is definitely more aggressive.
I think Jesus Takes the Wheels and Rob was a little upset there. They were hoping that they were going to get a back block called on H2Ono as Brandy Swifter fell. But again, like we just said, they're out of official reviews, and if the ref didn't call it.
We're coming up on 17 minutes and 45 seconds left in this second period. The score currently sitting at Sirens 159 to Lumbersmacks 157, only 2 points between them.
Molly Millions out there to jam against Burnin' Rubber.
It's obvious that the Lumbersmacks really capitalized on that last jam.
Burnin' Rubber getting lead there. She really had to push through. Molly Millions pushing the Smacks at the front. Of course, no out of play called. Molly Millions getting a free pass there. Oh,
Burnin'
excellent
Rubber taken
hit.
down. Number 17.
Smoking shotgun. Oh, and she gets called on a cut. So it is a power jam now for Fog City. Molly Millions trying to push into Knocker Walker as she tries to stop her. She is out of play though and does go to the box for making contact while out of play. Molly Millions telling her blockers, do something, don't make me do this on my own. Excellent
Molly
pass.
Millions hitting the tarmac after Hail Destroyer.
Failure to
knocks her down.
reform there on the Lumbersmacks. I'd hit that. She's going to the box as well, giving the Sirens a 4-2 pack advantage, and hopefully Molly Millions can really speed up and get some more points with this.
Number 15, she can't take a seat. It's full. Chlamydia Burns is going to have to skate around the outside.
This is making Molly Millions' job quite easy. She only has to deal with Half Destroyer, and 4-on-1 is not much of a fight.
Hail Destroyer has a tough job to do.
Oh, and Chlamydia Burns goes back to the box after checking in. That means she'll serve a 2-minute penalty when she sits, as she did not enter at the back of the pack when she was coming back from checking in.
That is a serious error on the part of Chlamydia Burns. She is going to cost her team a player for a significant amount of time.
Molly Millions there you seen trying to call it off. Burnin' Rubber had actually been awarded lead jammer before she went to the box, so this is going to go the full 2 minutes. We only have 5 seconds left though. Burnin' Rubber getting through for 4 points. Molly Millions trying to fight through as well, and she is awarded 3 points on that pass.
15 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. We're showing the Sirens at 191 to the Lumbersmacks 161.
That was a very effective power jam for the
very
Sirens.
effective power jam. They are now 30 points apart. That is a more significant lead.
Tootsie Valentino now out on the line for the Lumbersmacks. Tacky Tammy out for the Sirens. Looks like she's going to try to sneak by the outside, though. I think General Malaise sees what's up, or Flower Child, sorry, sees what's up.
That sudden jump in points has got to be demoralizing to the Lumbersmacks.
Yep, but I'm sure it makes them want to come back harder than ever. Tacky Tammy getting lead, though, showing she has more. Oh, and she's going to the box.
That
we have
is
a Lumbersmacks jammer
pity.
headed to the box. I don't see the call, though. Valentino going to the box.
Valentino in the box. This means that we have a power jam for the Sirens.
Tacky Tammy wanting to take advantage, wanting to get this lead ahead. Jesus takes the wheels, and Rob looking quite stressed over there. They don't want to be in this position. They don't want this lead any larger. Not that it's not insurmountable, just that it's going to make it a lot harder.
Number 28, Flower Child, also sent to the box
Ooh.
recently. That means that the Lumber Smacks are also losing players on the track.
4-2.
That is going to really affect things.
This is it. This is what we're seeing. The Sirens spent the first part of this half in the box, and the Muddy River really took advantage and came back and closed that gap within 2 points. But of course now with the Lumber Smacks box full, Sirens are taking advantage. The Smacks here trying to start get a race going. General Malaise trying to block and hit out and drag back Tacky Tammy. Tacky Tammy, too tactful. She got in too quick.
Indeed. That was a grand slam. That now has brought us more than 40 points ahead.
Coach Rob not looking happy about
more than
that.
50 points ahead now.
Pitiful Brad and Coach Rob out in the middle. Here's we're going to have an official review.
Samirico calling the referees together. We have an official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by Pivot Star. Pivot Star has a new line of team uniforms. You're seeing a lot of them on the track today. You're seeing one of them right there on the Lumber Smacks. Awesome new quality.
You are seeing them on Red Rock and Roller Derby. You're seeing them on 709 All-Stars.
Okay, sorry, missed that. Oops.
There's a couple different people as well. One thing I did notice this weekend about these jerseys that I really enjoy is the stretchiness. And not for myself wearing them, but as a jammer, when I'm desperately trying to get through on the outside, I grab for a shirt whip a lot of the times. And it has such good stretch. It actually adds for more elasticity and more of a pop when I'm getting the end part of the whip.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's an advantage right there.
Yeah, I love it.
The winner of Slay of Fundy is going to receive an entire set of 20 white away jerseys valued at $900 thanks to Lulu at pivotstar.com. We thank them for that generous provision of a prize. That is definitely worth fighting for in this match, because you got to know that's got to cost a lot of money to equip a team properly with jerseys. And, anytime you can get them for free, big deal.
Especially these white away jerseys. That's great because that is a WIFTA standard now. You need to have a white away jersey in case you bump into a team with another color. These two teams just having been WIFTA apprentice, both of them could use that.
Absolutely. And you know what you guys could use out there? You guys could use a relaxing summer on the water. And you could do that with Salter Watercraft's high-quality inflatable boats. They're available at the most affordable prices. Salter is affordable freedom. You want to picture yourself floating peacefully on the waves, floating peacefully on a lake or a river. Salter Watercraft can do it.
On the water, too.
Yeah, and if you were to get hurt anywhere, CRDI has got your back. It's Canadian Roller Derby Information and Services. They are Derby-owned, Derby-run. They're insurance that you can count on. CRDI Info, crdinfo.ca. Go there, check it out. Derby-owned insurance.
So I think Samirico now is talking again with Brad and Rob, and I think the crowd's just cheering for more Derby. We've had quite a few official reviews in this game and in all the games this weekend, and people are just cheering to get the Derby going.
Absolutely. It looks to me like the coaches are returning to their locations and the referees are calling them back on.
So Tootsie Valentino is standing in the box now for the Lumber Smacks, while Debbie Lee Downer stands on the jammer line for the Sirens.
And they're off.
4-2 pack advantage again for the Sirens. Excellent works. She gets lead jammer there. Tootsie Valentino having to come back in. Like I said, dragging back again. They're making it so much harder for Tootsie Valentino to come in. They're wasting that 40 feet, making her have to work.
We saw Tootsie get dragged right back there. She's right in front of our camera.
Tootsie Valentino there just bumping into Debbie Lee. Debbie Lee just trying to break out and get her points on this pass. She wants to finish this pass and call it off.
These girls are moving fast. Look at those referees trying to keep up with them. That's pretty impressive in and of itself.
And the referees have been doing such a great job. Samirico coming down as head referee of the tournament, coming down from Toronto Roller Derby. So appreciated all the work that these guys have done. They've done such a great job this weekend.
Looks like we've got about a 58-point lead going on here between the Shipyard Sirens and the Lumber Smacks.
We have Molly Millions out on the line there for the Shipyard Sirens, and Sniperus out for the Lumber Smacks. The Lumber Smacks are going to have to get moving if they want to chip away this lead.
Absolutely. Sniperus is going to have to zoom that scope in and take aim and take some of those opponents out, because holy crap, if she does not get that rectified soon, we're going to be in a tight situation.
And Sniperus gets lead. She actually got recycled after getting lead, but she does get out and she is lead. Molly Millions about half a track behind her. Interesting how the Sirens are spreading out here. They're all spread together as a wall. They're much stronger when they spread out like that. Sniperus is just going to pick them all off. Ooh!
Sniperus flat out on the floor.
She does give a smack on her face there when she went down.
Ooh.
She did an excellent job. When those jammers are trying to call it off, the calling off comes first before catching yourself when you fall.
She's still smiling.
Yeah, she's a trooper.
That's got to hurt right back to your grandparents.
So Burnin' Rubber now out there for the Lumber Smacks. Tacky Tammy for the Shipyard Sirens.
They managed to gain 1 point, the Sirens, in that last jam. We're looking at 11 minutes and 30 seconds coming up on the clock. Score 220 to 161 for the Sirens.
Knocker Walker, they're turning and facing Tacky Tammy. Bit of a mental tactic. Trying to stare her down. Doesn't work. Tacky Tammy has none of it. She is out and around for lead. Burnin' Rubber trying to push at that last wall. Not able to hold her.
And I know, Rainbow, that you know that tactic of facing your opponent well. You have used it. It's very intimidating.
Yeah. Tacky Tammy calling it off with 4 points. Of course, Burnin' Rubber did a great job to sneak up and grab 2 points. So really, only a 2-point jam for the Sirens on that one. That's what we're saying about coming in and calling it as you're coming in. It's so hard in these large clusters of people.
We have a timeout on behalf of Bunkton. Looks like Vigilante Banshee was giving some sort of a forearm signal. I'm not quite sure what that means at this point, whether it's a penalty that was not properly taken or what's going on, but she was signaling it at somebody. Perhaps it was just a warning. This timeout is being brought to you by CanuckDerbyTV.com. You're watching them right now. Canuck Derby TV for all the best in Derby in Canada, coming at you in HD. Now, you want to send us in some love? I'll tell you what you can send us. You can send us your party pics. You're at home right now. You're having a viewing party. We want you to take those pictures. You're seeing them on your screen right now, just like that.
Sierra 709 Whoopie Pies.
709 Whoopie Pies. That's awesome. And we want to see you send in those pictures to us. Where do you send them? CanuckDerbyTV@gmail.com. CanuckDerbyTV@gmail.com.
PBR, good.
Absolutely. Nice. There we go. See?
I love seeing these photos because I love seeing who's watching. I have teammates from 709. We just had Coach Kidd from Gas City, who is married to Spaz, actually, that plays for Gas City, as well as Red Deer, where Paparazzo is from.
That is awesome.
We have Valentino now. We had a quick end to that. I don't know what became of that after. I think it was just a timeout for Muddy River to get their heads in the right space, and it must have worked. Valentino getting a 5-point grand slam. Tacky Tammy went to the box. I believe it was a use of forms. You are correct. Yeah. Use of forms that got called on her at the very end of that jam.
Absolutely, because Vigilante Banshee is one of the jam refs, so that's what I was concerned about.
She is one of the outsiders. Alien She looking like she's having a bit of trouble. Headed to the box now.
She's still smiling. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I thought she was in pain for a moment, but then she came out with a smile, so.
I think she was just making the oh no.
Yeah, the disappointment
She
face.
should save those for H2, though.
Ginger Rocket going off on a penalty. Giving a 4-2 pack advantage for Muddy River. Again, this is what we're seeing. Oh. General Malay's doing a great job of keeping the pack forward there. Oh, I think she readjusted. Ivana Chekovic is back. She seems to be in pain. That was a big hit, and that's what's risky about these drag backs is the blockers are getting quicker and quicker at seeing them now and hitting you. And it's a hard hit when you're colliding in different directions and you're colliding each other. It's painful, let me tell you.
Ginger Rocket, didn't she used to skate with another league?
She did. She used to skate with the Capital City Rollers on the Daisy Cutters.
That's what I thought, and she has transferred over to this new team for her.
We'll
the
see this
Shipyard Sirens.
tactic again. Debbie Lee Downer having to face off with Knocker Walker face to face. It's a good mental tactic, but I will say it's not as effective as putting your bum into him. And you can see that, and Debbie Lee has an easier time getting around her.
Absolutely. Because when you just simply hit them, I mean, you are physically limiting them.
Big hit by Sniperess. She knocks herself out, but is not even affected. Gets out for a 5-point grand slam. Debbie Lee Downer is out for blood, I believe.
Sniperess is such an amazing athlete. She just, coming in and the planning. There she is. She's got skates around, stays in bounds. Amazing.
So Debbie Lee Downer and Sniperess in a bit of a race. Auburn Rubber just headed off to the penalty box. Debbie Lee Downer breaks through the wall there.
Sniperess trying to catch up with her opponent and actually lap her. That's what she's trying to do. You know it.
So Ginger Rocket back on the track with Alien She. They're really going to have to work hard to try to get Debbie Lee out of here. Sniperess is having an easy time passing.
Hail Destroyer just skidding into the box for the Muddy Rivers.
No pack called. Lumber Smacks have to let Debbie Lee go at the front. Ooh, Sniperess forces her way through.
Just a powerhouse, that girl is.
Alien She with a great offensive block. Of course, Knocker Walker putting herself in the way. Alien She, like I said, just forcing the pack forwards. Awesome job. I believe that is a back block.
Sniperess.
A back block on Sniperess.
Yes, she is on her way to the box. She's
just
not
as they were
about
chipping
that.
away at that lead, they're only behind by 30. Now Debbie Lee Downer is on a power jam, and she just skated a really hard minute and 45 seconds. So I imagine she's very tired at this point, and they're going to want to set up a really strong line out off the start for the next jam. With 7 seconds left, this jam's going to come to its natural conclusion.
Sniperess did not look happy to be sent to the box. Definitely
no.
not.
Well, just in that alone now, the Sirens are ahead 40.
Illegal procedures.
Alien She looking a little frustrated by sitting in I think she's really disappointed in herself. You will notice, however, though, she is wearing Pivot Star fancy pants.
Absolutely, and those are beautiful. Don't forget, Pivot Star, new line of team uniforms. The winner of Slay of Fundy gets an entire set of 20 white away jerseys valued at $900. We love Pivot Star, and we love Lulu at pivotstar.com.
Tacky Tammy now going up against General Malaise and Brandy Swifter. 3-2 pack. We're seeing these micro packs. So many people in the box. Hail Destroyer at the back. She's going to try to feed that jammer. She wants to feed her one way or another, and her wall should be prepared at the front. Brandy Swifter now working together with her blockers, trying to hit her out. She sneaks by Tacky Tammy, grand slam, extending the Sirens' lead.
This is bad news for the Lumbersmacks. Every grand slam puts them that much farther away from the potential for victory.
And she calls it off just as Sniperess is standing. Again, that wasn't as long because Debbie Lee had run off some of the clock where she wasn't leading the previous jam when they had given Sniperess the penalty.
Absolutely. We're looking at 5 minutes and 35 seconds coming up on the clock. Shipyard Sirens 255 to the Muddy River Roller Lumbersmacks 207.
Rotten Rob there getting a drink of water, trying to hydrate his voice. I would guess he's doing a lot of yelling. We see Decepticat in the back as well, another one of the Muddy River girls.
Absolutely. Decepticat often showing up as a jammer. Perhaps they're holding her for later.
Ginger Rocket now out jamming for the Sirens. Interesting tactic on the Sirens' part. She did jam a bit on the Daisy Cutters, but of course she's much more apparent in the pack as a blocker. Auburn Rubber trying to work together with Hammer Slammer now to hold Sniperess. Ooh!
Ginger Rocket goes flying, almost takes out Jam Solo.
Ginger Rocket gets called on a low block. I think.
No.
I think that might have been Hammer Slammer then.
Yeah, Hammer Slammer, I believe.
She was being recycled. No, I was right in what I heard. She did get a low block. She had misheard it, though.
She is now coming off the track. That leaves the Lumbersmacks in a power jam. This could be game-changing.
4-2 pack for Lumbersmacks. They get no pack called, and Auburn Rubber and Alien She have to let her go. This is a nerve-wracking game. I'm nervous.
Absolutely. Anything could happen here. Sniperess is the only jammer on the track. She is most capable, and her opponents have been reduced to a skeleton crew.
Oh, Alien, she throwing some huge
fighting
hits.
hard.
Getting a direction of play, unfortunately. Again, not happy with that. Having to check in at the box. No, there is a seat available. Sniper sneaking through again. 5-point grand slam. Chipping away that lead. 3.5 minutes. Those Smacks are really going to need to make this work.
Every time she does that, that's 5 points, folks. 2 laps, 10 points. That narrows the gap very quickly.
29 points.
And again.
5-point grand slam. Hammer Slammer busting her butt to get back on the track and help her blockers try to contain that jammer.
And she's just skating around.
The outside. Auburn Rubber.
And she stays on the track. Amazing.
Beautiful work. 2:55 right now to 2:36. 3 points awarded.
She has reduced, 3 points awarded there. She has reduced that lead down to a manageable level for 3 minutes remaining. It is now possible for Muddy River to take this. We have an official timeout.
It was 5 points that Snipers did get on that pass. 3 points were awarded to Ginger Rocket as she had passed 3 skaters before she got her penalty. And so now when she starts, it'll be a fresh start. So she'll be doing an initial pass. So she did earn her 3 points from that jam, from that pass when she was awarded the
Well, remember, folks,
given a penalty, not awarded.
That's right. This is an RDAC event, okay, Roller Derby Association of Canada. RDAC is our organizing body, the sport governing body in Canada for roller derby. It is the sport governing body for both male and female. When you see their logo and you wonder, why are their eyes slightly different? That's why, because they represent all of roller derby in Canada, whether it is male or female derby. It doesn't matter. RDAC is it, and we thank them for helping us out. Don't forget the Eastern Tournament coming up in Windsor, Ontario next weekend. That is a regional tournament, and Canuck Derby TV is going to be there. They will be broadcasting live. They will have a desk set up, and it'll be coming to you in HD for free, just like it always is. You know how they say on Facebook, Facebook is free and always will be? Well, Canuck Derby TV, it's free as well. Isn't that awesome? And check out at the top of your screen, right above where we are, right up there, that is where you are going to find all of your sponsor information. You can get information about Canuck Derby TV. And if you look way over in the corner, you're going to find the donate button. You can donate some money and you can help keep this wonderful service on the air. That is fantastic stuff. We love them. Don't forget your party pics. We still want to see your party pics. Send them in. CanuckDerbyTV@gmail.com. Post them up there. We love your party pics because we love you.
We'll be giving away a Canuck Derby TV sticker pack to the best viewing party picture.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can see the logo. If we can get a camera down here on the announcer desk, you can see the logo. She's got it right in front of her. She'll hold it up for you. There it is. You can win a sticker pack from Canuck Derby TV. You can be an official friend of Canuck Derby TV. They're limited edition. You'll love them, guaranteed. That's awesome.
So we have an official timeout here. We have the refs huddling together, talking. Rob out on the track talking to the Lumber Smacks, trying to squeeze some extra time for 3 minutes.
All right, so we are going to go to a break while they sort all of this out, and we will come back in just a couple of minutes.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
back. Canuck Derby TV is here to help you boutcast your bouts. Now, major bouts, they're out for and they're doing it for you, but they can also show you how to get the gear to get it done yourself. It is possible for your league to get a hold of that gear and to regularly boutcast on their network. You want that information? Contact them, canuckderbytv@gmail.com. They're there to help you.
All right, so right after that official review, the Lumber Smacks are still on a power jam. Auburn Rubber just getting an out-of-play penalty. Vernon Rubber, 5 points. As it was a 22-point lead when they started this power jam, and so this is really going to make the difference. So on that official review, they did have Hammer Slammer foul out of the game. She was given 7 penalties. She is now out of this game. As well, Ginger Rocket was given an insubordination call for going around in the wrong direction when trying to enter the box. Of course, miscommunication on her part. I don't think she quite understood she had a penalty, but she was given 2 minutes. She will be in the box for 2 minutes. The Sirens did try to fight it in the review, but
the crowd is going wild here, folks. They're going wild. We are watching Snipers orbit this track and rack up the Grand Slams.
Ginger
that
Rocket back on
score is now getting closer and closer.
Oh, Vernon Rubber rack up those points.
Vernon Rubber, sorry.
Ginger Rocket now out there for the Sirens off her penalty. Alien She going back in the counterclockwise direction. Brandy Swifter trying to drag Ginger Rocket back. Ginger got out right behind her in time. Vernon calls it off. 30 seconds left on the period clock, and the Lumber Smacks call a timeout. Muddy River 1 point ahead. This is the first time they've been ahead this entire game.
This is an incredible moment, folks. We are looking at a possible turning of the tables as the Lumber Smacks are now 1 point in the lead, having come back from being 20, 30, almost 40 points in behind in just a few jams ago. They have done an incredible job of bringing themselves forward.
Tacky Tammy now on the line for the Sirens.
We are on a
Snipers.
team timeout right now. We're on a team timeout for, it looks like the Sirens, I do believe. Hard to tell from my angle.
I did see Rob go out with the timeout symbol. Yeah, it is the Smacks timeout, which is interesting in that they're ahead by 1 point, but a 1 point win is a close call. And of course, the Sirens still had timeouts, so they were able to call one to extend the gameplay as well.
And you can see the coaches there for the Smacks. They don't seem to be really concerned, so they're probably simply using this timeout as a chance to rest their athletes and really put the crunch onto those Sirens.
3-3 pack, 1 blocker sitting in the box for each team.
One of those blockers is standing. That's a Lumber Smack that's standing. She will be on that track in just a few seconds.
Tacky Tammy trying to fight through the wall of Lumber Smacks. Ginger Rocket trying to get in front of Snipers. Tacky Tammy with lead! Oh my goodness, Snipers right behind her. This place just got deafeningly loud. Tacky Tammy. Oh, Snipers off for a penalty.
Snipers.
Tacky Tammy just needs to keep it clean. Oh, I believe she just called
She
it
called
off.
the jam off. She called it off.
But
No!
it's still going. Snipers on the
confusion.
track. It
There's
was
confusion.
Tacky Tammy's penalty. Snipers, in fact, did not have a penalty.
Vigilante Banshee
I don't
indicating
know
a
what's going on.
forearms penalty. We're not sure what's going on here.
Oh, the Sirens do not look happy about this.
This
This
is the referees are huddling. The referees are huddling.
My heart is pounding so fast.
This
I'm so
is
nervous.
insanity.
This
we
is a
have
great game.
Wow, we have an official timeout. They are reviewing things. There are 40 seconds left on the clock. The scoreboard is showing Sirens 58, Lumber Smacks 59. Nothing is on the board. We are waiting to find out what is happening in all this madness. You know, folks, what we're seeing in this madness is being displayed on the Ultimate Derby scoreboard. There it is. That is an awesome piece of software that you too can use to organize your events and your bouts. You want to do that? Contact Canuck Derby TV. That's Canuck Derby TV @gmail.com. Contact them. They can get you set up with the scoreboard. They can get you set up to boutcast. They can show you what you need to do what they do, and do it well. Spread the Derby love. Get other people involved. Point people to review games. It's all there for them. Did you know that on live stream you can do your own replays? It has that capability. It's an amazing, amazing facility available to you. Look at the player button. It's at the bottom of the player. You can do your own replays. It's like you can be your very own Howard Cosell. You can bring up a replay and show what really happened.
I wouldn't recommend looking at replays at this moment. You don't want to miss a moment of this game. Of course, when it's over, you can play it back again. It's all going to be archived.
That's right. You can look at them later, and then you can judge the judges because you'll be able to see it in replay, something they can't do in their actual brains yet until we install the chips in the zebras. Once we get the chips in, they'll be okay. We're wondering, what is Rotten Rob saying to his team right now? He's standing there, he's talking to General Malaise.
Jesus takes the wheels, dancing in the background.
Yeah, Jesus takes the wheels, is dancing. Even the St. John ambulance people look all keyed up about this.
And Smack the Beaver is dancing.
Jesus takes the wheels is doing amazing things with his beard.
Oh.
Amazing, weird, creepy things.
So Rotten Rob right now, I imagine, trying to get his team ready. Still celebrating in the 1-point lead, but getting his team ready in case they do have to come out into another jam if that somehow
Smack
happens.
the Beaver, you saw Red Rock and Rollers there. You saw, there's Kevbot at the left. Next to him, you are seeing Bonnie and Collide, number 23, both from Red Rock and Roller Derby. That's my home league. They are just beside themselves.
And of course, right
this.
beside them, then you see the 709 All-Stars, my home league.
Absolutely, absolutely. So much Derby love going on here, even though it's so tense.
So there's a lot of pressure here right now for the Shipyard Sirens. I'm so nervous for them. You see Auburn Rubber, the captain, as well as Brad Pitiful, the coach who's wearing the A, both waiting anxiously to see what's going to happen. There was some miscommunication out there. The coaches, I think, both talking about how they're probably equally frustrated in that there was a penalty called and then there was another and they didn't really know what happened. It was such a confusing, quick set of incidences that I think they're just talking about what they think happened and what they think maybe the refs are talking about.
Just pulling up the records here, I'm seeing September 17th, 2011, the Sirens played the Lumbersmacks and lost by 109 points. On, looks like June 9th, 2012, they played them and won by 1 point. Then they played them on September 23rd twice last year at Slay of Fundy, 2012, lost by 3 points and 53 points, respectively. They played them on January 26th this year and lost by 31, and then on March 17th again and lost by 51 at the Ardac Nationals 2013.
Oh my gosh.
If they win, this will be their second win against that team. They have been beaten 5 times. They have definitely got motivation to want to take down the Lumbersmacks.
They're still talking in the middle there. The referees are trying to figure out what happened and I guess what order penalties were called.
More and more referees and NSOs are clustering around that center area.
You see both teams, the stress is really taking a toll. Brandy Swifter now lying down by her bench, really just trying to take a breather as they try to figure out what's going to happen.
You can almost hear her going, I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. Oh, God, I'm so distressed.
And somehow,
the
in the last couple minutes, she turned British.
That's right. We just suddenly made her British. Just gave number 45, Vernon Rubber, a great big smooch.
Here we go. They're going to
One
address
player
the
in the box.
Coaches.
That is, of course, the Sirens Jammer.
Just waiting to hear a word now.
We want to thank RDAC, Roller Derby Association of Canada, Canuck Derby TV, and we want to thank AMJ Productions. AMJ provides the technical support to make Canuck Derby TV possible. We want to thank all of those guys for bringing this massive Derby event into our living rooms. We're right there with you. I feel like I'm sitting down sipping a cup of tea, and you know what I mean by tea. And there we have people sipping tea in their living rooms. There's more tea being sipped, and they're very enthusiastic about their tea. more tea being seen here. And good times, good friends, good times.
Thank you.
709 people. We've got people from Switzerland. We've got people from Australia. We've got everyone. You can be on here. Send us your pictures. If you are liking this production, in a week's time, the Eastern Regional Tournament will be held in Windsor, Ontario. You want to hop on to CanuckDerbyTV.com. You can watch all the action in HD from the comfort of your own home or from your office if you're, working on the weekend and nobody's looking. You can watch it in HD for free. All you need is the interwebs and something to watch with, and you can see it as well. Picture there of Kate Awesome and her new boyfriend. That's that's Broadcrasher and her new boyfriend. Yeah, I just outed that.
No pressure on that guy.
No pressure. I just outed that right here on the air. I know.
So,
I'm just an evil man.
I just got word there that there was a bit of miscommunication and there was some confusion with the loudness of the crowd as you can hear them between the refs and the penalties that were assessed. Tacky Tammy is in fact sitting in the box for a penalty. However, she should have went before the jam was whistled dead due to a miscommunication. So they are in fact going to start a new jam, and Tacky Tammy is sitting in the box for the beginning. So there will be one more jam. They've readjusted the period clock. 56 seconds remains in this very close, very nerve-wracking game.
Wow. And Tacky Tammy is going to be starting in the box. That means that the Muddy River Rollers, Lumber Smacks, already 1 point in the lead, will have an opportunity to grab some serious pointage before she gets back on the track.
Tacky Tammy looking pretty upset. I have been there, Red Rockin' game yesterday. I know the disappointment.
But we love you.
But it's a hard place to be in. But I mean, you have to take it with stride and just learn from it, really.
Absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, this is a game and we are all friends, and that's the beauty of Derby. I don't know any other sport. I mean, most guys' sports that I know of, when you're finished, if you lost, you don't want to go drink with the winners. Drink tea. You don't want to go and drink tea with the winners. You just want to go off and lick your wounds in a corner somewhere. But here in Derby, everybody loves everybody. We go to the after party, we hug each other. It doesn't matter what team you're on, and it's just beautiful. Something else is happening out here on the track.
I think they're trying to argue something else as well. The Sirens really don't look happy with this call. I seen one of the NSOs, Little Fury, actually talking to the refs as well, trying to address something. So I'm not sure.
That's Liz Naylor, 12XU, next to Rotten Rob.
Tacky Tammy, they're trying to talk to Little Fury and see what's happening.
Wow.
As well as Faith that's sitting in
this is. I mean, we're just on the edge of our seats here, folks. And this is just killing us.
Now that there's 58 seconds left on the clock, I see that Brad is calling a timeout, I believe. He's trying to argue something as well.
Wow. This is
crazy.
It's just insane. We've got 9 minutes and 33, 34, 35 seconds counting up on the timeout clock, on this official timeout. This is the longest official timeout I think we've had in this entire tournament.
We did have an injury timeout for longer in the last game.
This is true, but not a technical
the first game of the day. Cattle Prod, God love her.
Right.
She's back. She's good. She just packed up. She's actually still packing up her Signal Skate Shop up at the top there with Hoochie Mama, I believe.
Absolutely. And we love her, and we are so glad that she was not seriously injured.
Yes.
And I know all the folks back home in 709 land, they are going to be equally happy about that.
Definitely. So Burnin' Rubber now on a power jam. They're going to really want to try to contain her. If she gets lead, this could be the game.
And
Burnin' Rubber is awarded lead. Tacky Tammy has to sit and watch. I think this is the game for the Sirens. I imagine she's not going to let Tacky Tammy come back out and score points.
I can't possibly imagine it.
She's going to try to expire this period clock. She has 34 seconds left to go. She's going to stand still. Take time.
She is just going to lollygag along. As long as she is moving in a counterclockwise direction, she's legal. She's not part of the pack. Yep, all she's got to do is just sort of mosey along slowly. She can step if she wants. Watch her burn the time. Waiting to see if Tacky Tammy comes up. She can even skate backwards. It really doesn't matter. She's a jammer.
I
She
love
doesn't have to
Vernon,
swim
but
back.
I would love to see her approach the pack and play. She was getting ready to engage Tacky Tammy there.
And she's calling it
Just
off.
giving her a bump and then calling it off. And of course, the Smacks had been down this entire game. They came back. They snuck up by 1 point. And now in this odd turn of events, they've come out and it looks like won. We're still waiting on the official score. But right now it's standing at 264-258.
Rainbow Fight, that was an amazing bout. It had us on the edge of our seats right up until the last minute, until we figured out what the heck was going on here. The people are assembling around the track, but it is not over until, well, we don't have a fat lady that sings, until the head referee, I don't know, what is it? Zebras don't really make noise. Do they bray? Do they moo?
Have you heard a zebra call a penalty? Oh, they make noise.
Oh, well, I guess these zebras do. They will make lots of noise. So these zebras are now next to us. They are confirming the scores on the board. We see the Shipyard Sirens at 258. We see the Lumber Smacks at 264. This is being verified as we speak. We're looking at them. There they are. They're doing the math.
I know we have some skaters on the Sirens that are probably a little sad they didn't get to join in this game. Nessa Quick actually hurt her leg again yesterday. It was a repeat injury in our game, and it broke my heart. I love Nessa Quick. She's one of my favorite people, and I seen her today actually before this game, and I picked her up and gave her a hug, and I told her I was so sad that she wasn't getting to play. Skate Monkey Skate as well for the Sirens out with a broken ankle injury, and it's hard to sit on the sidelines and watch your team.
It is, when you've been part of that team right along and you've been looking forward to this event. I mean, this is the big event in Atlantic Canada right here. And, to suddenly have that taken away from you is just heartbreaking. Just heartbreaking.
There is Nessa Quick in the crowd standing right next to Skate Monkey Skate. You can't really, her eyes are peeking out there. Two of them watching nervously.
Yep, you can see the Pivot Star gear. There you go.
So right after this now, we're going to be going into the awards ceremony as well.
That's right.
It appears that Nessa actually has meniscus damage done. She did get an MRI done recently, and she's waiting to hear back the official results, but as it looks right now, it is a tear to her meniscus, which is
meniscal damage, it is. It's very, very difficult to come back from. It's a difficult injury because it doesn't really, truly heal.
No.
It's a tear in tissue that doesn't grow back. It formed when you were growing up, and it's all you get. You get one of them. And I know because I blew my own knee out in 2004. It's just crazy.
And there we see Samiracle on the screen as well, going over and checking the score. Thank you so much to Samiracle for coming down from Toronto Roller Derby to be head referee of this tournament.
Absolutely. And kids, if you're watching this at home, this proves to you that math is important. Okay? Stay in school, do your math. Absolutely. Well, once again, we just want to make a brief shout out to Pivot Star. New line of team uniforms. You want to get some of those, contact them at pivotstar.com. Lulu has donated an entire set of 20 white away jerseys valued at $900. One of these two teams is now going to win this. Whatever comes out at the end of this, that is what we will see. The scoreboard currently showing Shipyard Sirens 258, Lumber Smacks 259 on the board. We'll see what stands momentarily.
I should also mention, I almost forgot, Ali B. Bashan also got hurt yesterday.
Yes.
So she was out for today as well, also watching. I'm not sure where she is, but she said today on her Facebook about how she was absolutely heartbroken to have to watch from the sidelines today. Samiracle,
I don't know if he's intentionally toying with the crowd. He raised his whistle to his lips, then he dropped it again. As the coaches are coming out, it's almost like tantalizing. It's like he's dangling the carrot in front of us, and we're wondering. And
we hear people cheering, "One more jam!"
Exactly. The referees are still explaining something, but I don't know. I just don't know what's going to go on here.
It's tight with a 1-point game. You have to make sure every single point is accounted for. When it seems silly when a coach is coming out and arguing a 1-point win, it shows these games are the games that you need to argue the 1-point win.
The tension
or the 1
in
point
this room
difference.
right now.
That is the official.
Oh my goodness.
The Lumbersmacks are 2 years running Atlantic Canadian Derby champions.
By a single point.
What a great game.
Unbelievable.
Congratulations. Now they're going away with an entire 20 white away jerseys from Pivot Star, valued at $900.
That is amazing.
They're going
amazing.
Again, both teams heading to nationals, but of course, a lot on the line. The Lumbersmacks wanted to keep their title, first place.
Rainbow, I'm just sitting here. I'm gobsmacked by this.
Yeah.
A 1-point victory. You can see the Sirens over there. They don't have a lot of smiles on their faces.
No.
They will at the after party, but right now they're feeling the bitter sting of defeat.
And you know what, though? If you're going to lose, it has to be by one. It may as well be by 1 point. That's a really good loss.
That's right. That means that, it could have almost been anybody's. You didn't get lucky this time.
Exactly.
On the coin flip. I can tell you, though, after all this is over, I'm certainly going to want to relax. I'm going to look into Salter Watercrafts. I want to look into their highest quality inflatable boats. I could do with a quality boat and a quality beverage in my hand and just float in the warmth. That would be awesome. There they are, the Lumbersmacks, taking their victory lap around, hand slaps with everyone. The on-the-floor announcers are calling the teams together for this. We are now going to listen in on the house mic and hear what they have to say. They should be talking again in just a couple of minutes, so you'll hear me stop when they start announcing a game.
Shipyard Sirens, what a great game they played during their lap now.
Amazing girls.
ZZ Slop talking with Liz Naylor, shaking his head, not even believing what's just happened.
He can't believe it. Complete and total disbelief. Complete and total disbelief.
I think most of us are still in that. Oh, how sweet. Shreddy Kruger, the 709 All-Stars, and Justin, crane wrecked, I should say, one of our, actually our old roommate, but he's here helping us out this weekend with the team, giving hugs to Slop.
This has been an amazing final bout of this tournament. I am gobsmacked. I am speechless. This
Brandy Swifter wiping away tears.
This Sleigh of Fundy has been an impressive event.
Ali Basham walking by now, looking a little sad. It's definitely been super impressive, though.
Absolutely. But everybody's good sports, everybody's good friends, and this has been an incredible event. And this event has been brought to you and made possible by CanuckDerbyTV.com. Look at the top of your screen. You can see information on all the sponsors. You can get information on Canuck Derby TV, and you can get information on how you can donate and help out with Canuck Derby TV's endeavors to bring you the best of roller derby in high definition in your own home.
709's coach Wade Wheelson shaking the hand of Vernon Rubber, talking to Coach Lime. So much love out here. Everybody just, I keep saying it, Atlantic Canada, we're like one big family. Everybody's so supportive and so in love.
So much love, so much respect.
We're soon going to be starting the awards of the tournament, of course, awarding first, second, and I believe third place. Oh, they have silly string. Oh, goodness. Shipyard Sirens just broke out some silly string there.
You can't go wrong with silly string.
You can't, and I mean that's a pretty good way to get happy after a loss like that.
Yep. We're going to go to a break, and we will come back at the start of the award ceremony. Don't go anywhere. You're going to want to see this. It'll be heartwarming.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop of Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the conclusion of Slay of Fundy 2013. My name is Ostentatious, hailing from Prince Edward Island, and I have with me the lovely Rainbow Fight from 709 Land.
Hello, hello.
It has been an incredible day, and we are ready to start the awards ceremony. So we're going to hand it off to our on-floor announcer, Doc Rogers, and Brian Lamana Cornuda helping out. Take it away, guys.
All right, folks, we are now going to do the awards. First thing, we're just going to cover the MVPs from the last game. The MVPs from the last game for the Shipyard Sirens was Molly Millions. And for the Lumber Smacks, General Malaise. All right. With the help of my lovely little assistant, we're going to go through and we are going to take care of some of the bigger, better awards. First one we're going to hit is the NSO of the weekend. Best NSO here. Any guesses? No, it wasn't me, but it was Lil Fury. Lil Fury, come on down here and pick up your prize. That would be donated by Monster Muffin. Little Fury, where are you? Good work. All right. Now for the next one, we have got Best Ref. That would be, yeah, Best Ref. And that would be Red Herring. Where are you, dude? Where is he? He's changing. Of course he's changing. Red Herring. Red Herring, you just won Best Ref. Come down here. Little confusion here.
I think he knows what's going on.
You can pick it up from my very lovely assistant here. And then I've just got to double check on this one here. All right, so we're just going to skip right ahead to the answers I do have. All right, so we're going to go for Best Team Sportsmanship of the weekend. Anyone want to hazard a guess of who the best sportsmanship of the weekend? The only people that answered were actually correct. 709 Sportsmanship Award as provided by rollergirl.ca. You guys get a banner. Congratulations. You're welcome. So we'll get this for those guys there. Enjoy your banner, folks. And, of course, we do have to award the really important banner, the Atlantic Championships. Team Ref. No, I'm just kidding. Muddy River Rollers, get on over here. Accept your banner. Get your medals. Give a big hand to the Muddy River Rollers. I don't know. We're just going to worry about it later. Big congratulations to the Muddy River Rollers. Thank you guys very much for coming around. Make sure to join us at the after party. Riley here, hand out all the medals today. And just a reminder that Pivot Star did donate a sweet, sweet set of travel team jerseys to the winner of the Sleigh of Fun Day. Big thanks to PivotStar.com.
Now, I don't know if you folks heard that, but Pivot Star, once again, new line of team uniforms, and the winners here of Sleigh of Fundy, that is the Lumbersmacks, receive an entire set of 20 white away team jerseys valued at $900. That's an amazing prize, and that's all thanks to Lulu at PivotStar.com. We'd also like to thank Salter Watercrafts for their support. Remember, if you're looking for affordable freedom in inflatable boats, check out salterboat.com. Don't forget Bad Girlfriend Skates this weekend only. There's only a few hours left. You can get $50 off of a custom set of Antic or Rydell skates. Order by Monday at www.badgirlfriendskates.com. We want to say a big thanks to Roller Derby Association of Canada, and they're our organizing body. They make Derby possible for us. We love them. We want to thank CanuckDerbyTV.com. They're the guys that are providing you with this wonderful HD feed right here. We want to thank Ultimate Derby Scoreboard for providing the scoreboard software that lets us run this incredible tournament. We also want to remind you of the upcoming Eastern Regional Tournament in Windsor, Ontario next week. That one is also going to be covered by CanuckDerbyTV.com, so be sure to tune in here on the webcast so that you'll be able to pick up all the action of that tournament. I want to thank my co-host here, Rainbow Fight from the 709 crew. She has been an incredible co-host here. This is her first time on the mic. Thank you so much, Rainbow.
Thank you so much. I had a blast.
I am so glad you enjoyed it. I've had a great time as well. And from all of us here in St. John at the Lord Beaverbrook Rink, to all of you out there watching, we wish you all the Derby best. So long.
Thank you.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop of Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.